I'm gonna pull out the rock that I have, the stone that I have that's from the Celestial Ocean, and just chuck it at the no.
Stab the window.
Okay.
Orlo.
Yes.
You walk into the shop, being the large Loxodon self you are, and there is some very fine materials. You can see that this place is fitting for the people who live in the upper district. And they kind of look at you and they go, "Oh, my. Sir, what can we do for you?"
Yeah, I was looking for just a new set of robes. I find myself getting a little bored with these.
And he kind of walks over to you, and his compatriot woman walks over as well. They both kind of like look you up and down, and you can like you feel them like running their hands over the materials and like seeing what you're. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I can absolutely understand that. What this is you've had these and they're well worn and well loved. What can we get you into that would be much more suitable for you, sir?"
Well, I find myself going into the shadows a little bit more. So I feel like something a little bit darker, even black, might be best suited for my uh duties these days. So
My definitely above board duties.
and I was thinking maybe a little bit of red stitching. And I think I definitely want a hood at this point, but we have to make sure it's well big enough, you know.
That's no problem, sir. We can absolutely do that. And he's kind of like taking it into account how large your ears are. And he like you see him keep like they keep glancing at each other and like nodding. And they're like, any preference on materials?
Well, something a little bit softer than what I have now would be preferable, I think.
So this carpet's softer. My apologies.
Oh,
We
they're
should be
lucky
able
I'm
to
not
do
there.
that. We should have no problem finding something softer for you, sir.
Perfect. What do you have in mind?
You see him pause for a second. And he's like looking at this wall of like where the fabrics are all hanging. And he reaches over and he pulls this one like slab out. And he like kind of rolls it out on the table in front of you. And he goes like he runs his hand over it. And it's this very like shimmering, dark, deep, like gray. And it's like I said, it's got this like very fine like shimmer to it. Like not from light, just like in the threading itself. And because this is gathered in the near forest. It is a silk made from spiders that live there. It is very lightweight, much softer, and it usually grabs light and pulls it away, much to what you had asked for. It should do well for keeping yourself obscured.
That does sound fantastic, but the spiders aren't going to be mad at me for wearing their silk. I'm not trying to make any more enemies than I need to.
That is a valid concern. I do not think that it should be an issue, no. They produce a substantial amount of it.
So what you're saying is this was ethically sourced?
Ethically sourced, fully organic spider silk robes, yes.
It's not considered appropriation for me to wear this.
Were they free range spiders?
I hate it, yes.
Very well. That seems like a good choice. Yeah, I like that.
Wonderful. And then he just kind of sits there for a second and he pulls out this like very like
Someone hurt themselves.
That may
somebody-
have been me. Anyway, carry on.
Did somebody
Diesel
hit their
okay?
head in the back, or?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Get a
Just
whole
power
other leg. You're good.
he pulls this deep red thread up from under behind the counter as well. We could keep it all together with this, if that's to your liking. It's just this again, it's a deep like crimson, like almost blood red.
I like that a lot.
Very well. When do you need this ready for?
As soon as possible. I'm not sure exactly when I plan on leaving. So yeah, as soon as possible would be great.
Oh, well, we charge more for that.
Very well. If you come back tomorrow, we'll have it finished for you, sir. Allow us to get some measurements, and we'll take care of it for you.
Sounds good. How much is this going to be?
Let's call it 40 gold.
Perfect. That I can cover.
Ethically sourced.
Ethically sourced gold.
No, sure not. Good.
It is
All right, yeah.
103.
I will see you tomorrow. And Orlo makes his way back to the tavern.
So now that we've got all that settled, all the shopping's done, your rumor finding has started. Is there anything that you guys want to start the day with?
We long resting?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say because you guys probably spent the majority of that day between doing that and then talking with Devlin. So I will say that we will go on to the next morning, the 23rd of Fireway.
My main goal is going to be collecting my robes.
My main goal is going to be collecting Orlo's robes before he can get there. Going to strap 2 great big leaves to the side of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would get away with it.
Okay, so I know we had talked about like me potentially going into the church. What if, because we were already in a store yesterday with me being like, this is my protection. So what if Roland went in with me?
I would be. I don't know if I'm speaking in character or out of character. Hold on, let me make a snap decision. I would
Obviously,
be glad to to go into the church with you. It's just I'm not taking my my chain off, my pendant of the Archon. So
Well, could you at the very least hide it?
no,
you can't even put it like tuck it in for a minute.
I'm afraid. It's again, it's a matter of principle. I would be happy to pose as your ignorant comrade in arms, as that would require no lying whatsoever.
Well, how is that any different than not including your signet? I mean, it's just a lie of omission in that case, isn't it?
It's different. It would be me forsaking my faith for the sake of appearances, which is frowned upon to say the least.
So you mean to tell me your god is sitting around going, "Oh well, what will other people think?"
In a sense, I suppose. I mean, that's a little reductive, but
A little reductive.
Just a little. All right. Well, it'll be fine. You will accompany me. You can stay towards the back.
of course, and if I am turned away, I shall turn away. Just
No.
Okay, well, if I am turned away, I shall stand stalwart by your side.
You let me handle that part if they try to
course.
turn you away.
Listen, if you're taking your eyebrows with you, I have no doubt that we'll get wherever we need to be.
I take an extra hour to paint my eyebrows.
+1
you
eyebrows
get
and
+1 eyebrows.
All right. So what if I go in? I'll have Sir Roland wait by the door. And that way, if something starts to go wrong for whatever reason, he can poke his head out and you guys can come in.
Right, I guess.
So Lancelot, Galahad, and I will jump out of the rabbit.
I don't know if there's a better way to go about trying to get information. I mean, Emmerin, you might know better. I know you grew up here.
Nay, I mean, if City doesn't have the information, then it can't be gotten by means that I'd know anything about.
You would also know, Emmerin, that while they are thieves, like the Thieves Guild does steal some things from the church, largely speaking, they avoid it like the plague, because anything that were to happen like that would just bring down the full wrath of the entire army on top of them. And it's just not worth it. They can get it from other places. So,
well, to continue making this an Emmerin-centric episode, we could go talk to the Order, I guess. But I don't hate your idea.
I'm open to trying that first.
Well, I have an idea. Do you have a copper coin on you?
Well, I have an idea.
I have an idea.
I'm assuming that I could easily make change so that I have
or a silver coin. You don't have to.
I do have a silver. Yes, I do have silver.
Laya doesn't carry that. She throws it at poor people.
Throws it at the have-nots. Give it here, please.
I give it to him.
And now I have accepted payment and am contracted to be your bodyguard for this excursion. I'll get it back to you later. And Roland takes the silver piece and puts it in his sack.
His less than bulging sack now.
His now somewhat depleted sack. But we had a good time getting there.
Was it too much kicky stabby or whatever you called it?
Sleepy
Sleepy
stabby.
stab.
Sleepy stabbies.
Sleepy stabby.
It's sleepy stabby, A, and B, mind your own business.
So while you guys are are you going to the church first? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think let's do that first.
Okay. So on the way there, Orlo, you could very easily swing by the shop, pick your stuff up, and then meet up with them, especially with your movement speed.
I do.
So Orlo breaks off from you guys for a few minutes, comes back and meets you as you're like getting ready to enter the church. And he's in this super fine dark gray robe with this red stitching and this big hood. Just hang. Would you have it up or down? The hood.
Down.
Okay.
Down.
So this big hood that's just kind of like hanging off behind on his back. It almost looks like a backpack with how big it has to be for his ears. And it fits you perfectly, Orlo. It's very soft. It feels good, especially after wearing what you had for so long. It's clean.
No bloodstains.
No blood stains.
Beautiful.
Wow, Orlo, I'm impressed. And I'll give him a nice little curtsy.
Yeah, I was just making do with what I had for a long time there, and I figured with the rest of you,
Oh,
doing
you look
up,
fantastic.
you look, yeah.
Jeez. Look at the new duds on all you. Maybe I should have updated. Gotta match my pillows.
Don't worry, I'll teach you about color coordination later.
Roll to swoon for pillows. So you guys make your way over to the church. Again, it is the largest building here. It matches the theme of the rest of the city. Just very crisp, clean, polished white bricks, or white stones, very cleanly stacked, crowded with flecks of like silver and gold in the grout. Beautifully designed, and resting at the top is just this massive, incredibly tall window.
He just does that now to see if I'm paying attention.
I do, absolutely. This massive window that sits on what is essentially like the third story, but there's nothing else up there. It's just this big window, and it is this chromatic, prismatic, all sorts of colors, blues and greens and oranges, reds. As the sun hits it, you can see through the front doors that are the large front doors that are open. Just this wash of all these beautiful colors inside. Emmerin, roll a history check. Sir Roland, roll a religion check. And if either one of you do, you may also roll. That good, huh?
That's my second natty one of the evening.
Damn. You may also.
Hey, with my bonus, it's a 4.
That's
so
not bad.
slow down.
Orlo and Laya, you may roll perception checks if you wish.
Just an 8 for the old history.
Okay.
My perception is 25, natural 20. Wasting all my nats on random shit.
My perception is 15.
Unless this church has something to do with Fey Fiends or undead.
No. But Sir Roland, you may be interested to know. Laya, as you kind of sit there and you're staring at this beautiful window, you notice that it's got an interesting shape. And you kind of start staring at it a little bit more intently. And you start to hear a very particular sound. And you've heard this sound before. And it's just this very light, drizzling rain. And it hits you for a second, and you sit there, and it sounds so familiar. And you can't place it at first. And the more you're staring at this, you finally feel it kind of hit you. This is the same sound that you heard when you stepped through that mirror for the first time. And
Ooh.
you feel this overwhelming sense of something greater than what exists around you. Something distant. Something very primal. And it just kind of, that washes over you for a minute as you kind of just are lost in staring at this beautiful window. And the three of you kind of like turn and look at her and look up at the window, and she's just like in awe, in the purest sense of the word, just kind of staring at the window, just out of it completely.
Is everything all right? There, lawyer. It's a pretty building, I admit, but
Am I so much in awe that like I wouldn't hear them, or am I okay?
I leave that entirely up to you.
So I think I think I don't fully hear Emmerin, but I start like tapping at Orlo, and that it's from the Celestial Ocean.
The window is from the Celestial Ocean?
It feels that way, yes.
How can you tell?
I'm not sure.
What? You know it's from the Celestial Ocean, but you don't know why. Or how.
Do you not hear it? Do you not feel it?
I guess I could see where you're coming from. Yeah. It's a little familiar.
And you can definitely, like, with you said a 15, right, Orlo?
Yeah.
You definitely, like, can relate and see where she's coming from, but it has not even remotely the same impact that it is having on her.
I'm not getting any of that.
I wonder why.
Pretty window, though.
dude,
There was one thing that I didn't say that I started saying, then I skipped over it. It has a very particular shape, and that shape is very much akin to the shape of what a scale would look like.
I'm gonna pull out the rock that I have, the stone that I have that's from the Celestial Ocean, and just chuck it at the no.
stab the window.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like kind of just hold it in my hand and see if anything happens.
So as you like reach into your pocket and pull this rock out, you do see there are two guards on either side of the door, and like they kind of step forward a little bit as you just like pull this rock out standing in front of the church, and you just hold it for a second, and you feel it. I guess the best word would be hum a little bit. Like it vibrates very, very lightly.
I press it into Orlo's hand so that he can feel it too.
Do I feel it?
A little bit, yes.
Did I?
Okay, that does feel a little weird. And that's the
Hey
rock
guys,
you got
I was
from the
there
Celestial
too.
Ocean, right? Did you ever go through the mirror though?
Yeah, I went through the mirror.
Did Orlo? Didn't Orlo just leave me in there?
I know.
There was some shenanigans with the rope. Yeah.
I know that you definitely went through. I think someone else did. Was it Emmerin?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
But we did have a moment there where I think we put Skelly in, tied a rope to her, and then put the drape over the mirror, and she saw the rope drop.
Correct.
Yeah, I will also pass the rock to Emmerin and Roland if he wants to feel the humming.
Roland kind of takes the rock, like, thank you for the rock. Does he feel anything?
You feel it's a very light vibration. Like it like I said, the best word that I can describe is like a hum. It's not aggressively shaking. It's just this small little, like, you can't even visibly really see it happening, but you can feel that it's kind of shaking back and forth.
That is very strange. Have your rock, please. Roland hands it back to her. He's never been in the Celestial Ocean. He doesn't know what any of this is about.
I will explain to him about our shenanigans.
Now,
Just
this was with Trash Can the pig.
well, trash can didn't go in, but we found this mirror in their bedroom, the
Okay.
Granny's May.
Right.
And
The three young women who are one old woman.
correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they are involved in this whole.
They had been helping Lady Saldana. Or nope, I said that backwards. They are the daughters of Lady Saldana. They had been helping Lady Alhaya
Okay.
and feeding her power.
Okay. They had a portal and a mirror in their cottage.
Yes, that led to the Celestial Ocean, which is how they gave me this when we went searching for them the first time we went. Well, we weren't searching for them. We were searching for Ivy Leaf, and we didn't know it was them at the time, but they kind of showed up and gave me this rock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird story.
No, it's been an involved several months for you. I can tell.
I promise one day we'll sit down and we'll start at the beginning.
Sure, we'll diagram it out.
Yeah, we'll have a flow diagram with when, who met where, and what met who, and
Yes.
you know, importantly where I came in, and then
Right. Well, that is terribly interesting.
I don't know what it means, but it's definitely from
that's
the
a relief.
Celestial Ocean.
I don't know what it means either. But if that thing is from the Celestial Ocean, and the grannies may have some sort of tie to that plane, then perhaps we ought to stay on our guard when we go inside of the church.
Well, you're not wrong, but from my understanding, plenty of people have access to the Celestial Ocean.
Name two.
All three of the grannies may. Sorith.
Okay. Technically, that's one person, and Sorith
okay,
is not
then also so.
He's a dragon.
Okay, look at the shape of the window.
Oh, that's curious. Shall we go inside?
Probably. They probably think we're crazy at this point, standing out here talking about the window.
yeah, passing a rock back and forth.
And I'll look at the guards and just, I'm so sorry. It's just so beautiful. It's my first time.
Actually, and Roland's going to step up to one of the guards.
Better not be some kind of ritual.
What? No. What? No. God.
What do I look like? Some kind of monotheist?
A ritual? Oh, yes. The next thing you know, I'm going to be doing call and response prayers and establishing a church with a strong central leadership figure. Several bishops and cardinals under him. Are you insane?
And then you all died.
and then we were killed. We were killed unceremoniously in the street, and the campaign is over.
Drawn and quartered. No hope
Thank
of
you.
being put back together.
Thanks, everybody. This has been a
Good
Reign
night,
of the Sundered
everyone.
Idol.